Now, the Russian ambassador to the UN, Vitaly Churkin, has dismissed some media reports claiming, quote, the Georgian city of Gori is in ruins. He called the allegations a disinformation campaign, pointing to the fact that Russian peacekeepers have in fact performed a humanitarian mission there.
To take up the example of Gori is that there is a major military storage which was abandoned by the Georgian forces near Gori, and our troops who came there to take care of some of the military infrastructure which was used in order to attack Tshinval and South Ossetia found themselves in a situation where they have like 15 tanks, a number of armored personnel carriers ready to be boarded by basically anybody else and driven in whatever direction, and huge stockpiles of ammunition. And they as responsible soldiers understand their responsibility, including their responsibility to the peaceful population of Gori. The city, which is reported by Financial Times as being in ruins, has running water and electricity. And the population there is going about their business with one exception: the authorities have fled.
The Russian military says it's been organizing aid for locals who have remained in the city. It's also been maintaining order on the ground to prevent looting in Gori. Russian troops say they will stay in the region until the Georgian authorities are capable of taking over. And RT's Paul Eslier has been to Gori to assess the city's real situation following the conflict.
There are some pictures which have become definitive for news coverage from conflict-ravaged areas. A generation of journalists built their careers saying the exotic names of Sarajevo, Grozny, Kigali. These names are now synonymous with mass destruction and the horrors of war. But this week, some journalists tried to add another name to the list: Gori.
There have been airstrikes by Russian warplanes, particularly in a town just outside of Tbilisi, the capital, a town called Gori, where officials say an apartment block was hit by Russian bombs carried by Russian warplanes. At least 60 people there were killed, according to the Georgian authorities.
CNN was backed up by the claims of the Georgian government.
I've seen firsthand today with my own eyes how the two Russian jet planes came very low on a marketplace, a very busy marketplace in a small town in the middle of Georgia that had nothing to do with the conflict area. It's far from that conflict area, and deliberately dropped 500 kilograms bombs on civilian population. Well, I happened to be not far from there. I saw it with my own eyes.
But this is Gori today, a ghost town where Stalin's statue ironically towers over the main square. Yes, there is glass on the ground and damaged cars. But look at these pictures and judge for yourself. In a different conflict, the bombing of a marketplace determined how that conflict would end. In the Bosnian War, when Sarajevo market exploded, dozens of people were killed. The pictures shown on television galvanized America into entering the war. This week, claims suggested that the same had happened in Gori.
The talk is about a massive bombing by Russian planes of the civilian infrastructure. In the city of Gori, bombs were dropped on the market and a stadium.
This is the picture of the market of Gori now. Yes, it's empty, but it's certainly not destroyed. And eyewitnesses confirm as much.
They dropped one bomb near here, but not in the marketplace. People were scared and ran away. But today the Russian army is here. There's no fighting.
The Russian army is inside Gori, controlling the two entrances in and out of the city. People say they feel safer because the Russian soldiers protect them from the vandalism of local gangs.
Nothing happened here. We heard that the Russians are coming and people ran away and left everything behind. There was no war in Gori.
If there is one city that can be added to the pages of history for being ravaged by war, it's Tshinval, the capital of South Ossetia, but certainly not Gori. The fighting's now moved to a different front, from the ground to the media. Both sides accuse the other, and while it's likely we'll never know exactly what happened here in Gori, one thing is certain: the city is not destroyed, nowhere even close to it. Paul Eslier, RT.